Good morning, welcome back to my channel. In my last video, I mentioned that I am now working on another certification. So this certification is the Nature Journal Educator's certification from the Wild Wonder Foundation, which was co-founded by John Muir Laws. And if you don't know who that is, he is basically the leading guy in the country, or maybe more than that, for nature journaling. So I'm very excited to learn from him. The last thing I have to do to be up to date on my studies is 2 journal spreads, pages or spreads, that implement some of the things that he talked about in these videos. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. And it's supposed to be pretty hot, but I think I'm going to go ahead and get outside and maybe we can get some sketching or some painting done before it gets too hot. So I'm going to go grab my nature journaling supplies and we will be on our way. Here's an update on the meadow that I mentioned probably about a month ago now that they were mowing. They've now cut down a bunch of the trees. There they are, piled up there. And we can see the neighbor house now. So it looks like they're going to be building something over here. So we're losing the meadow. Very sad. Here's the chickens. Hello. Walnut, acorn, sparrow, hazelnut. It looks very autumnal today. So let's go look at some of the trees. There's starling. So this is one of our black walnut trees. You can see a walnut up there. So black walnut trees are one of the first trees to lose their leaves when the seasons change. So they're kind of a sign of the impending autumn. But I love them. I love how yellow the leaves are. There I am. Hello. Another big beautiful black walnut tree that has been losing leaves. And this is our backyard that I'm in right now, next to the chicken pen. And look how many beautiful leaves have fallen. So a lot of these are from the black walnut. This is a black walnut leaf. I might take this one to make a study from. There's also a few leaves over here that I'm unsure of, like this one, which I've identified this tree before, and as far as all of my research has shown me, this is an American beech, I believe, which is supposed to be really rare, so I find it odd that there's just one in my yard. So I don't actually know if that's accurate, but this one is interesting. Has a little hole. So in all likelihood, I'll probably just be doing leaf studies. This is a redbud leaf. That one's beautiful. I might take that one. And there's a fallen walnut. One of my favorite smells. Just go outside and smell a walnut. These little leaves, these little red ones, they're reddish brown. These are from the calorie pears. So Bradford pear. We actually have a blooming pear tree over here, and I'm not sure what type of pear it is. But, well, it's not blooming, it's fruiting. So there's fruit on it now. Look how beautiful. This is our first time having this tree fruit. I didn't even know it was a fruiting pear tree. So maybe it's just that it's just now reached maturity and is able to fruit. I don't know. I wanted to show you my pond before we sit down to draw together. So this is a pond, and then right there you can see those rocks. That's also a smaller pond. So there's two together, and in this branched border, that's going to be a garden bed, and then we have another garden bed back here. And just in the very corner, you might be able to see a bird bath. I've come back to the studio now because it is starting to storm. There's no rain yet, but there's thunder. So, very excited to see rain outside my window. And I have my specimens with me. So, if I didn't share this earlier, this is a black walnut leaf. And then I have two of these leaves that I suspect to be American elm. If someone knows, please correct me because I'm still unsure about that one. And then last but not least, we have the heart-shaped American redbud. So I'm also listening to an audiobook, which I'm going to turn on momentarily. So the audiobook I'm listening to, if you're interested, is called The Forest Unseen, I believe. It is a book by, I could be wrong about this, I think it's by David Haskell, who is, yes, David George Haskell. So he is a biologist, and he spent a year visiting this tiny little section in the forest and recording what he saw, and that is this book. An entire year of a piece of forest that was basically no bigger than my desk here. So even though I've been painting on one side of the page, it's going to be a full spread. So I'm going to be putting words on this side, and then all of the specimens are going to be on this side. Also, not that anyone asked, but I was planning on taking this sketchbook to my residency, and I think I've decided against that. I don't know. I'm having trouble deciding because the other nature journal I have is actually just a sketchbook. So it's not actually made for watercolor paint, but I actually ripped these out when I decided to take this book to my residency because I only had a few spreads in there. So this is one of them. And I feel like this is a really good example because the level of detail that I reached is pretty astounding considering that this is sketchbook paper. It's not even made for wet media. I thought I would come outside to catch up on everything you've seen in the video and say goodbye. So yesterday morning I went for a walk in the rain. I included some footage from that in the video. It was so nice. It was just very Beatrix Potter. It was a little chilly, it was raining, it felt and looked like autumn, and I believe I saw a fox running across the road when I came out. So I'm hoping that the fox has been coming to our pond to drink water. There's a really noisy hawk over there. I bought a new trail camera, so that's hanging up now at the pond, and I'm about to check it and see if I got any footage of anything. I don't actually know if it's filming because I'm not really sure how to work it, but we'll get it figured out. So in my sketchbook, these are the pages that I did. So that's all I'm going to be painting in this video, but I don't think the spread is done. I'll be adding my written entry from yesterday, and then also I might do an illustration of the snail or something else just to fill this blank space that's at the bottom of the leaf page. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you if you made it all the way to the end. Let me know if you liked my journal spread. I'll be posting more about my new certification in progress and this page and future certification homework on my Patreon. So if you're interested in seeing more information about that, you can go to my Patreon to access that information. I hope you have a lovely day or a lovely week, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.